I want to start this video off with a scenario. Imagine you're Drake. You're doing your thing, probably in the studio most of the week, writing and recording songs, spending a few weekends with some women, a nice life if you ask me. Now, I want you to imagine the next day and your manager hits you up and says, "Hey Drake, so from this point on, you need to start mixing your own music. Trust me, it's not as hard as it seems." Now, you're low-key freaking out, but you're Drake. You could do anything you set your mind to. Might have even tried mixing your own music before. But then you start to realize that this is one extra step you have to take to start releasing your music. And because of this, you push back your release schedule, and then you start spending so much time mixing that you lose the freedom to hang with the women from earlier. You start to think to yourself, yeah, I can mix this, but at what cost? I gave this scenario on my TikTok last week because someone in my comment section said, mixing isn't hard. You could do it yourself. Before I make my point, no, this video is not meant to attack them or anything. In fact, I'm also going to address why they might be right later on in this video, so stick around. You see, any great business is built with a team in mind. Restaurants have their chefs and cashiers, tech startups have people who code and market. You get the idea. Restaurant owners and tech CEOs hire these employees because although they could probably cook or code themselves, they would rather hire someone out who could do a better job than them so they could focus on something more productive. In a lot of cases, this is no different in the music industry. Yeah, someone like Drake can probably figure out how to mix his song. But because he's a big artist and technically CEO of his own music, he knows that it's more time efficient to just hire someone out, plus it's probably going to leave him with a better product in the end. And that's also another reason why people give their songs to mix engineers, the final product. Let's face the reality, mixing is not easy. I know this because I have students in my adaptable vocals mixing course that have expressed to me the struggle of not knowing how to do something in a mix. Another comment a lot of people on the surface tend to say is, isn't mixing just volume adjustments? And while yes, that is a huge part of the mixing process, more on that later, that's only one part of an entire skill set that you need to have to mix well. Chances are, if you haven't been practicing enough or you haven't honed in on your skills, your mixes aren't going to sound that great. That will definitely be more apparent if you have more elements in your song. And if you really want a great product, scratch that. If you personally want your music to sound the absolute best that it can, and you don't have the skill set to mix it yourself, you should probably hire someone out to do it. Okay, but I want to play devil's advocate for a second. When I think of songs with either a bad mix or mixed very minimally, I think of these two songs. Bon Iver's For Emma Forever Ago and Lil Uzi Vert's XO Tour Life. For Emma Forever Ago was respectfully made in a cabin, and XO Tour Life was made using a Beats pill and only leveling. These two records, they're huge. Like groundbreaking songs that define their respective genre. And I can't imagine a world where these two records were handed off to a mix engineer and polished to no end. And low-key, it kind of proves the comment that not everything needs to be mixed by a professional. Or you can do it yourself just using levels or basic mixing knowledge. Another comment that I keep getting is that hiring a mix engineer can get expensive. Which, especially as an indie artist myself and someone who charges for mixing, I agree. A solid reason why I became a mix engineer was because I was broke and couldn't afford to give it off to somebody else. But I want to preface that although I didn't have any money, I was also eager to learn how to mix. I cared enough to want to slowly get better and learn things myself. And like I said in my TikTok, not everybody wants to do that. So if you're willing to understand and invest hours into this brand new craft, yeah, mix your project yourself. In some cases like For Emma or XO Tour Life, it might actually be easier. So what's the final verdict here? Well, my friends, there is no final verdict. Listen, music is so dependent on the creator. Some people treat their music and art with the same care of a business and understand that outsourcing it could possibly give them the best result. And then there are some people who think that they can do a better job themselves. Or they want to take the time to learn how to mix so that they can always give themselves a better product. The question here is, what's gonna work best for you? And be honest, are your mixes good enough to present it to the world the way you want it to? Do you have the funds to hire out an engineer? Like we said, it can get pretty pricey. Which, by the way, please subscribe and let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video on how to make money as an indie artist. I think that you, as the creator, need to evaluate your situation honestly and make all the decisions based around how you want to invest your time and money towards a craft that you genuinely care about. That's it. end of the video. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, coming down the stairs, Lunar, Lukey, and Annie Dang.
Yeah, I can mix this.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
You're such a silent cat, yo.